All right, today we're going to talk about something that's a huge part of so many families' lives: pediatric physical therapy. It's all about helping kids learn to navigate their world with strength and with confidence. You ready? Let's dive in.
I mean, just think about it for a second. From the moment they're born, a child's whole life is this incredible journey of movement. They're discovering their bodies, they're discovering the world around them. It's amazing. But, sometimes that journey needs just a little extra guidance. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about.
Okay, so let's start with the basics, the foundation of movement. What exactly is pediatric physical therapy anyway? At its heart, it's really about building a super solid base for a whole lifetime of confident moving. To put it simply, this is a special kind of therapy designed just for kids. And the goal? It's pretty straightforward, but also incredibly powerful. It's all about helping them improve how they move, build up their strength, find their balance, and just generally support their overall physical development. Now, you're going to hear this term a lot: gross motor skills. It sounds kind of technical, I know, but it's really simple. It just means all the big movements we make, with our arms, our legs, our entire body. And here's the really cool part. When a child masters these physical skills, it's actually helping to wire their brain for all sorts of learning and problem solving later on. And this is exactly what we mean. These are the fundamental building blocks of getting around. We're talking about those huge milestones that we all get so excited about as parents: rolling over, sitting up all on their own, crawling off to see what's happening, pulling themselves up to a stand, and of course, taking those first wobbly, incredible steps. Okay, so this leads to a really important question for a lot of parents. How do you know if a child might actually benefit from this kind of support? Well, it's all about learning to recognize the signs that a little extra help could make a huge difference. Right, this is probably on a lot of parents' minds, and it's completely natural to wonder if your child is on track. So let's talk about it. What are some of the specific signs that might point to a delay or some difficulty with movement?
Physical therapy usually steps in to help with a few common challenges. For example, muscle weakness. That might look like a baby who's really struggling to lift their head up during tummy time. Or maybe stiffness, where their joints just don't seem to move as freely. And then there's poor coordination. A toddler who seems a lot more clumsy than their friends. Now, these things can pop up on their own, or sometimes they're connected to specific medical conditions.
So, if it turns out a child does need physical therapy, what does that actually look like? Well, the good news is, it is probably not what you're picturing. The whole approach is designed to be positive, engaging, and honestly, a lot of fun. And that's really the secret sauce. Therapy for kids is built around play. Therapists are basically experts at using fun activities to get kids motivated. So it feels way less like work and a whole lot more like a guided playtime that has a really clear purpose. And behind all that fun, there is a very clear, thoughtful process. It always starts with step one: a really thorough assessment to understand exactly what that child's unique needs and abilities are. Then comes step two, where therapists introduce guided exercises, which are often cleverly disguised as games. And that leads to step three: structured play, using specific toys and activities designed to build up those skills. And the whole point of all these activities, the ultimate goal, is to build up the child's strength and improve their muscle control. It's really about giving them the physical tools they need so they can move more confidently and effectively as they explore their world. This brings us to the big picture, which is all about the journey. Because, look, physical therapy isn't just a string of appointments. It is a path toward greater independence, and it's a path built on progress and really powerful partnerships. And this is so, so important to remember. Progress is almost never a straight line. Every single child develops at their own unique speed. So patience and encouragement are absolutely key, because the journey itself is just as important as the finish line. And this right here shows that amazing transformation we're talking about. You start with a challenge, like poor balance, and you work towards the goal of confident movement. You work on coordination, and that leads to improved safety when they play and explore. You build up their strength, and what you get is that beautiful, growing independence. So what makes this journey a success? Well, as you can see, starting early, that is absolutely crucial. Sticking with it, being consistent with therapy and exercises at home makes a world of difference. And maybe the most important thing of all, that strong partnership between parents and therapists, when everyone is working together as a team for that child. And let's end with this thought because it just perfectly sums up the whole spirit of pediatric physical therapy. In a child's development, what might look like a tiny little step to us is actually a giant leap forward for them. Every single bit of progress is a huge victory worth celebrating.